Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to recap of night number 16 of Big Brother Season 25. All right, it was a good night. We had the eviction. We had an HOH as well, which we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the episode first real quickly. Riley, as expected, she was evicted from the house. I don't think it was a huge surprise. The episode tried to play it up as though the flip was going to take place, and there certainly was a lot of discussion, but in the end, Cirie and her side backed off. Riley was evicted from the house. We did learn that she is gone for good. Julie Chen told her about the connection with Jared and Cirie. It's obvious that she's not coming back into the game, which also suggests to me that we are not going to have a battle back for any of the pre-jury members. Now, I don't know if that was always planned or if they got rid of the battle back because Luke was removed from the house. Not really sure, but Riley is now gone. We're not going to see her with any chance to get back inside the house. And we also found out that next week is going to be a pressure cooker HOH competition, an iconic competition from the early years of Big Brother. Everyone stands around, touches a button. Whoever stands up, holds onto that button until the last is the winner of the HOH. It's going to be fun. I'm so looking forward to it. It was a fantastic evening. And most importantly of all, we did not see it as part of the episode itself. We did not see it as part of the live feeds either. But we did have an HOH competition, and we have a new HOH winner. And that winner is Felicia. Yes, Felicia has won HOH. The feeds came back, I don't know, maybe 10 or something, Big Brother time. A little after 10, the feeds came back. We see that Felicia has won the competition. She is now the oldest woman to ever win an HOH competition in Big Brother. She is the second. The oldest ever win a competition is Jerry McDonald in season 8. She now takes second. I moved down to third for oldest people to have won an HOH. I'm happy to give up second place to Felicia. I'm so happy for her. Yes, she won the competition itself. Apparently, based on some conversations, it maybe was some kind of multi-round mini golf type competition of some sort. At some point later in the evening, Cirie mentions that the competition was like a giant game of bumper pool. So we didn't get to see it on the live feeds, a little disappointing. So we don't know exactly how it was, but there was a lot of talk throughout the evening about different people getting different point scores on different rounds. So we know it was broken down into rounds, and Felicia apparently dominated. So yeah, congratulations to Felicia. Real curious to see. We think we know the way this cast goes. Who knows what happens as we get later in the week, but for right now, it seems like her target is going to be a backdoor of Hai Sam, which, how ironic. Hai Sam was so into talk about the older people that he's really supporting them, all that. If he hadn't gotten a little HOH-itis during his reign, he was on pretty good terms with Felicia going into last week. Now, not so much. We're going to talk about that because there were certainly discussions had on that. Now, in addition to the new HOH that Felicia has won, there apparently is also some kind of punishment that comes with this week as well. It seems like it's going to be some kind of slime punishment that apparently will be taking place. Maybe not for the full week. Maybe it's just for the next 24 hours or so. But apparently, people are going to have to get slimed, and it sounds like Felicia is going to be the person who has to pick who gets slimed every time. Bowie Jane volunteered to go first. As the feeds come back, she's already talking about getting slimed, that she's got to get cleaned off and all that. It also does seem, though, like Felicia herself may be having to get slimed at some point, either with the other people or independently. Soon after her HOH reveal, she talked about having to get slimed also. So yeah, a lot of slime is going to be taking place in the house. It sounds like here for the near term future. But yeah, we've got that. All right, now let's talk about some of what happened once the feeds came back. Once we got through celebrating that Felicia HOH victory, we've got Cameron coming into the comic room. He has decided to move into the comic room now that there's a few beds available. I am sure that Cirie and Izzy and Bowie will love having him as a roommate. Maybe not so much, but Cameron is moving in. Later, Hassam also says that he's going to move in, that he's going to take over Felicia's bed. He talked something. He said America's bed has tanner all over it, so he's not going to take that one. And Felicia says, I've washed my sheets, though. Feel free to take mine. So sounds like we may have Cameron and Hassam hanging out in the comic room. Probably there's an ulterior motive to stay as close as they can to Cirie and Izzy, knowing how close they are to Felicia and all that. So we've got a couple of guys moving into the comic room. We also do have the return of the Have-Nots. For the week, it's going to be Red and America and Matt, it sounds like. Just three. They've gone down from 4 to 3 at this point in time. It sounds like they may have volunteered to be Have-Nots as opposed to getting the low score in the competition or anything else. But from the conversations, I'm not 100% certain on that. It could have been something differently. I'm kind of thinking they volunteered, but not really certain. So yeah, Red, America, and Matt will be Have-Nots this week. We started off pretty early into the feeds. Kind of a sad moment for Matt. He and America were talking up in the Have-Not room. She's trying to kind of comfort him, and he starts tearing up a little bit and eventually starts crying. Eventually, America says, I'll let you, I'll let you have your cry and have some time alone. So she leaves. So we get a decently extended shot of Matt alone up in the HOH room crying. Now, is it because he lost Riley? Yeah, I'm sure that's part of it. But I think in addition just to losing her, him feeling a little bit more isolated, either just because he lost someone who he felt closest to or because of the hearing impairment, or a lot of it's just you get so stressed out in that house. And every once in a while, it just overwhelms you. And I feel like Matt is feeling like that. Remember, he had already been threatened by Hassam ahead of time. So he's got to be thinking there's a possibility that this could be a bad week for him. That combined with Riley and just the stress, it just caught up to Matt. He had his moment and yeah, a little tough to watch, but man, he's a strong guy. I'm not worried. Matt's going to do fine. I think especially this week, he's going to do pretty well. All right, we got Corey in America. They are happy with the outcome as they feel that they're good enough for Felicia that they don't think there's going to be an issue. They should be safe this week. So they're happy with the outcome, as are most people in there, including Hassam for now. America's laughing at the irony that Hassam was calling that side of the house the leftovers. He wanted to be with the cool kids, but he got stuck with the leftovers. And how kind of disappointed he was, how upset he was because of that. And now he's talking about how happy he is that an older person won, that Felicia took this thing. So yeah, there's a little irony in Hassam, a lot of irony in some of the conversations that Hassam has this evening. We've got Izzy and Jared and Cirie discussing plans for the week. They're certainly going to be considering this to be their HOH instead of Felicia's HOH. Now, they'll certainly be consulting with Felicia, but Cirie and Izzy, they feel like they're running the house. They've got their own plans. They're going to make sure that Felicia is on board with them. And I agree that Felicia probably is on board from the beginning, but Cirie and Izzy certainly strong personalities that will make sure that everything goes the way they want it to go. So we got Izzy and Jared and Cirie discussing plans for the week. Cirie's worried that if Red and Cameron are nominated, Hassam might get sketchy about it since Red is part of their alliance and wonder why they put up one of their own alliance members. So Jared's saying, well, just do Cameron and Bowie Jane instead. Well, Bowie Jane's kind of part of it as well, but they're thinking maybe they could go that direction. We'll see some changes in just a second. Hassam is in the comic room then a little bit later. He comes in. He's talking to Cirie and Jared and Izzy. He's talking about what a great week it's going to be. Yeah, I think it is going to be kind of a great week, Hassam, but hey, expect the unexpected. He says that it's his favorite day of the entire time he spent in the house. Even more favorite than when he won the HOH. Just watching Felicia win is exciting for him. So he's very happy for her for now. All right, we've got Izzy and Jared and Cirie continuing to discuss plans for the week. We already covered that, who they may want to go out. Now here's something a little interesting, not really game related. Apparently Felicia has moved on from destroying microphones to potentially destroying the house itself. She was not going to let winning HOH interfere with her her cooking and all that, because she's cooking burgers for a lot of people. Apparently a little too much grease, a little too much heat. The house got incredibly smoky. Next thing you know, the feeds cut away. I was glad to see the feeds came back and the house was still there. But yeah, Felicia had a little cooking incident during the evening. She's celebrating in her own special way. We got Red and Cameron wondering what Felicia is going to do this week. They're talking about the fact, I guess she told them and a lot of people, that she really didn't want to start having conversations with anyone until tomorrow. Fair enough. Sometimes, though, these nominations take place pretty early in the morning. So I don't think she really thinks that she needs to have a lot of conversations, but she has said, hey, I'm just celebrating tonight, guys. We'll talk tomorrow. So Red and Cameron mentioned that. Red's thinking that Jag could go up. I think that Red is the only person besides Hassam from the Professor's Alliance that doesn't know that Hassam is the actual target this week. He's a little bit in the dark on that, but Red's thinking that Jag could go up. Red is also mentioning the fact that he's pretty certain that Hassam and Izzy both want Matt out, and that Jag and Matt and Blue in that combination are likely priorities for Hassam, and he assumes that Hassam is going to kind of be pushing through stuff through Felicia and all of that. I point this out not because I expect any of that to happen, just to kind of illustrate that these two guys, they just aren't really in the loop with what's going on in this house right now, and eventually that's going to catch up to them. So yeah, they're not aware that Hassam is a target at this point in time. We have Izzy putting on a swimsuit. It's her turn to get slimed. Stuff's always, and that's slime. Y'all don't understand how just soapy and slippery it is. It's bad. So anyway, Izzy's getting slimed. All right, we got Matt and America talking about the nominations. They're thinking that it could be Red and Cameron and Jag in some kind of combination, but they're also talking about the possibility that they wouldn't put it past Felicia and that side to maybe backdoor Hassam. They recognize that the other side's not real happy with Hassam either. So they're wondering, are they going to go after Riley's alliance, her group of people, or are they going to go after Hassam? So at least they're recognizing that there could be a couple of different ways that Felicia is going to go with this. We eventually do have Felicia get her HOH room, which was exciting to see. Except we didn't get to see it. No, the production decided to cut the live feeds right as she announces who wants to see my HOH room, so we didn't get to see it. I hope it's because they're going to show it to us, show the reveal to us as part of an episode. If we see these next few episodes and don't get her to see her seeing her HOH room, and they still didn't show it to us as a live feed, I'm going to be a little disappointed because we did not get to see it last night. But she got her HOH room. When the feeds return, we see that she got all the seasoning that she'd been requesting all week. I think she got her Red Vines candies that she wanted all week. So she is very happy. She got Fantasia for her music choice. She's celebrating. She's screaming at one point. She's very happy to be queen. She was a queen before this week, but the official queen for the week. All right, we've got Cirie and Izzy and Felicia in the HOH room talking. Felicia is saying, look, a guy has to go this week. I want a guy to go at this point in time. It seems like they've probably settled for their plans for the week. They've settled on Jag and Cameron as the primary targets, with Hassam as the actual target that they're going to backdoor. Hassam doesn't like backdoors. No one in this house is too worried about that. They'll backdoor and keep him from being able to compete in veto, hopefully. Felicia is going to tell Cameron that he isn't the target, that they actually want him to win veto, or at least that she hopes he wins veto and all of that. And they do. They want someone to win veto that'll pull someone off and put up Hassam instead. If someone wins veto, I would assume that they would actually pull Jag off, so that you got Cameron versus Hassam. But again, the target is Hassam. All right, we've got Bowie Jane coming in. Felicia is at this point saying, look, we get at Hassam this week. We get at Cameron next week. And then Felicia is saying that she wants all females in the house. So we see how she's kind of thinking forward as they go through the Big Brother season. They're discussing this backdoor of Hassam in front of Bowie Jane. So obviously she now knows as well. There was talk last week where Cirie especially and Izzy and Felicia as well said they weren't really sure if they trusted Bowie Jane completely. Well, obviously they've got her on board at this point. Talking about having all females left certainly has Bowie Jane on board as well. So now she is aware of the backdoor target as well. We got Felicia saying that they're going to tell Hassam that Jag is her actual target. Cameron is just going up there as a pawn. They want to keep him as comfortable, as settled as possible, saying we're not going to say anything to him that's going to make him nervous. We want to make sure that he doesn't really even try to compete for this veto, that he just lays low this week until it's too late. Felicia is talking about how hard it's going to be to have Hassam constantly hanging around her up in the HOH room, trying to make suggestions or issue commands, as it were, and basically just trying to make sure he's very involved in her HOH. Cirie's warning her, saying, don't let him steamroll you. And Felicia saying, nah, I'm not doing that. I don't think she will either. Felicia is actually laughing about how Hassam's eyes are going to pop out when at the veto ceremony, his name, she gives his name out as the replacement nominee. Because if things go the way they think they're going to go, it won't be until that veto ceremony on Monday that Hassam realizes that everything is falling down around him and that he is actually the target. He's going to have a weekend of joy and celebration before he realizes what the real deal is. Now, here's the thing that could gum up all the works. Assume they do put up Jag and Cameron. Assume that, Cameron was to win the veto, I take that back. Assume that Hassam was to play hard and was to win the veto and pulled Cameron off the block. Well, now neither one of them are up for to go home, and at that point, it probably is Jag, I think, that goes home. But yeah, that could create a little bit of an issue. But the main thing is they do not want Hassam playing hard for this veto, so they're going to keep it on a down low for at least the next 48 hours or so, and then afterwards into the veto ceremony. All right, so she's laughing about that. Later, we've got Cirie and Izzy informing America of the plan to backdoor Hassam. They did this. They're so excited. I'm telling you, Cirie and Izzy are taking full ownership this week of this HOH. Cirie says, look, we'll let Felicia tell you what's going to happen. Oh, we're going to backdoor Hassam. Yeah, they just couldn't resist telling her. They're all so very excited. We'll see how it works out. I do hope they keep the secret and all of that, because I'm kind of excited as what can you tell. But there you have it. All the house guests in bed, I don't know, 3:00 Big Brother time or so. So they call a little bit of an early night. They'll have nominations today. We'll have the veto competition tomorrow. It's going to be a huge veto competition. And if things go right, Hassam won't even be trying, and he will have huge regrets for not trying harder in this veto competition at some point in the future. All right, guys, with that, we're going to shut it down. It's Friday. Y'all have a fantastic Friday weekend coming up. Have a great one. SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.